Interesting story. One of the colonials, named Oneida Indian, who sided with the colonists, and the Tuscaroras as well. The Oneidas and the Tuscaroras sided with the colonists, part of the Iroquois nation, against the Ohawks and the Senecas who were fighting with Joseph Brant. Man was a very devout colonist. He fought friends with many of the men in the army. His name was Hanyery. And Hanyery had a wife. Her name was Two Kettles together. Now, they were old enough to have an adult son. I'm not sure how old they were, probably in their 40s. And they fought as a team. Hanyery would fire at these men as they were shooting at him. And while he was firing, Two Kettles together was reloading his gun. So when he got done firing, he handed the empty gun back to her. She would load it up. While he was firing again, it was a constant bang, bang. Because what the Joseph's Brant men did, they wait for that puff of smoke. When somebody fired, and they know, aha, they've got to reload. It takes about a minute to reload. And they saw the puff of smoke, and then they would fire on them. Well, they didn't need to worry about that with Hanyery, because he had another gun ready, and he fired immediately afterwards, and it's just a bam, a bam. He was just firing at his targets. Well, Two Kettles together, Hanyery's wife, she helped him a lot during this battle. And they had a friend named Colonel Campbell. Well, Colonel Campbell was a patriot, and he was fighting, and Hanyery noticed him being kind of scouted and being watched by a Mohawk Indians. They kept trying to get him. They go up with a hatchet and they try and get him, and 4, 5, 10, 12 times they try and get him. Finally, Hanyery says, I'm going to help him out. Well, he started over to help him out, and he said, he came up with an idea. I'm going to play wounded. So he laid on the ground near Colonel Campbell. Well, the Mohawk Indian came with his hatchet, tomahawk, ready to plant it in the backside of Campbell's head. Hanyery grabbed his leg, flipped him on the ground, took the hatchet from him, buried it in the poor Mohawk Indian's back, paralyzing him, grabbed the hatchet out, and then cracked him into the skull, killing him, saving Campbell's life. Well, eventually, poor Hanyery got shot in his wrist, left wrist. But he's still able to fire a gun because, of course, Two Kettles together was loading the guns. He used his left hand as a rest, pointed with his right hand, pulled the trigger, and bang, there goes another Mohawk. Two Kettles together was a valiant fighter. She was able to ride a horse at a gallop, loading one of these muskets. Now, remember, the muskets, you had to put the powder down in. You had to take the ramrod, put the ball down in, ram it down, pull the ramrod out, and then fire. She could do all of this while she was riding on a horse, along with the tomahawk she had, and she had sidearm pistols, one on each side, that she was able to fire off to the side as she's riding, keeping men at bay. Now, there are documents to prove all of this. This isn't some Hollywood script somebody came up with, although they should make a movie out of this, about Hanyery and Two Kettles together, Oneida patriots.